Hey folks, Jonathan again. I'm back. We're working on the 39. Figured I'd start by cutting a little bit of this stuff off that I don't need with the torch, and then give me a place to hook. I'm doing a lot of debating on how to hook to this thing and be able to pull it, but we're going to get it one way or the other. We'll figure something out. So, alright, I'm going to keep at it. I got an idea I may try that is kind of different. Well, it's real different, but I don't know if anybody's ever tried it before. But if it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. But I'll show you either way. All right. Okay, folks, I'm trying something that I don't know if anybody's done this or not. Probably not, because it might be kind of stupid, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm building this as sort of a dam, and this is the inside body panel for the 39. The plan is to fill this full of lead. I'm going to go down through with a tie bolt to run through this hole where the light goes and put a plate on the backside of steel. And I'm trying to get a lot of surface area inside, and also to come around to this lip. I'll show you why. So if I can make this lead block, or whatever you want to call it, and it'll fit inside here, I should be able to come through this with a loop, put a couple screws in here, maybe lag bolts or bolts all the way through, and then we should be able to pull here and pull this out without ripping anything because of the surface area. Now this is not right yet, but I can hammer some of this first to try to get it right. But what's going to keep me from moving is it's going to wrap around and touch on the inside of this. So if I pour it right, and if it comes out right, and you know, all the ifs and ifs about everything you try to do, especially when you don't know if it's going to work or not because you never seen anybody do it. You know, we're pouring 540 degree lead into aluminum foil. Now aluminum foil I know regular aluminum mounts at 1200 degrees, but my question is it going to warp like crap? I'm going to put another piece on it to sort of make it waterproof, spill proof maybe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just going to try this. I have no clue. It may work, may not work, who knows. And what I'll do is hopefully this will be dimpled down enough, and I'll just drill this afterwards, because I don't want to try to put a tie bolt in and then try and not be able to get it out, and then not be able to get the lead out because of it being up against here. But this is my main, I want it up here. I need it high enough. I think I got it at an angle to where it'll be high enough it's going to cover all this, come up against that, still have plenty. So I'm probably looking at least 50 pounds of lead, I'd say, maybe, I don't know. We're going to melt enough anyway, and should be able to do this all in one pour and make enough surface area. And it's going to be heavy, hard to work with, but that's okay. Heavy's not a big deal. We just want a lot of surface area, and hopefully it'll be strong enough. If I need to put, what I'll probably do is once I pour it, I'll lay a steel plate on the back side of it, and probably a big plate. That way it's pulling the steel plate with the bolt through it. It's actually pulling evenly on the steel and not just on one spot on the lead, So anyway, just bear with me and we'll see what we do. Well, worst cooking for worst, we make a big mess, who knows. So the 540 is not going to be enough to warp this, so we should be fine on everything. And I can put some wet towels underneath to help keep this from getting too hot, but I think it's not going to give any problems anyway. These things are leaded together, and I'll show you. I've melted some of the lead out. I melted all that out. It was in that way, you can see it melted down. But anyway, seam there. It's lead seamed here, but we're going to try to save some of this corner anyway. We'll see. Just see how it works out when I pull it, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to melt some lead here. Just a little bit of scrap lead, and we're going to do a test pour real quick, just to see what it does to that foil. All the water out of it. Good thing about melting these, if you notice, the steel floats on top because steel is lighter than lead. We'll just get all this junk out of here. I don't know how hot this is. Probably pretty hot. So we'll shut it down there for a minute. Yeah, it's not hot enough to light pine straw, so it's not real hot. It's a good way of testing it. Just try to get some of this crap out of it. It's not going to hurt anything really, but try to clean it as good as we can. All right. Let's just pour it in the foil and see what happens. Hope the foil don't go crazy. Not bad. There we go. I'm impressed. I had a feeling that foil was just gonna, you know, wad up. You can see all we got left in here is just powder. All right, I'm gonna let that sit there a little bit, and then we'll take that piece of foil out and check it and just see what it looks like, and then we'll go on to a big scale operation here. Nice and hard. Let's see what the back side looks like, if it'll come off of the aluminum. Yeah, I don't like really that ain't perfect, but because I guess it don't smash the aluminum down enough to conform to it. Maybe it will this next pour because it's going to be a lot heavier, but that's the idea. And it actually went much better than I thought it was going to. So I think we can do it. We just got to go on a lot bigger scale. I'm going to try to melt probably at least 50 pounds. I want to have extra. I don't want to have, you know, start pouring and then not have enough. So we'll relayer that again and push it down good, and then try to get some of the wrinkles and stuff out. Still think it's going to work out fine though. Don't see any issues anyway. Alright, now you can see what I'm dealing with. I got 3 more 5-gallon buckets of weights, but that are not wet. They're in a place where I'd have to carry them out. As you can see from this handle, try to pick these things up. I don't know what that bucket weighs, but it's heavy. All right, we're melting. Okay, folks, I think we're just about there. We're about half full on that crucible. We're getting half full. Got some more weights in there, but I can't throw them directly in because they're wet. So I put them in here and let them dry out first, and then I'll put them in. It don't take long, but hopefully we'll be pouring in a few minutes. All right, cross your fingers. Let's see what happens. I'm good at making a mess. Remember that. Let's see what happens. Holy moly! I hope I can pour it. It ain't light. A little different than pouring aluminum. Alright, here goes nothing. I hope I don't have it too hot. It's gonna make it where I want it to make it to. Almost, but not quite. So we're going to do some leaning. We want to get it down to this edge over here. As close as I can get it to that edge. Come on, get over there. Got a leak. Ain't nothing I can do about it. It's always something, man. All right, we had a major leak, a major blowout there, but what can I do? We just have to work with what we got and try it. Still going to be a lot of mass there, so I have a good idea it may work. I'm not remelting, that's for sure. All right. Okay, so here's what I done. I leaned this down farther so more of it would go down in here. I'm going to drill a few holes through here, and then I'm going to do another pour of water come out of here. That just dried up or cooled down real quick. I pried it out of there before it got too cool. I'm going to try to get this dammed up better. I guess that corner is where it come out. But that way, I want to get it up against this lip. That way when we do pull on it, it's going to be pulling against it. This lead, when it cools off, is actually pretty strong. So I don't think we're going to have any issues. You know, it is what it is. We'll just, I mean, we're gotta try something, right? So, all right, let me get this melted back down or heated back up, and we'll pour it right in here and try to make us a ramp here, and that way we'll be able to pull back against this rail. All right, second pour. This one. Don't need all that now. It's melting into the other one. That's why I wear leather boots. I like to do stupid stuff. Alright, I think that's it. We're going to let it cool. We're going to get it out of there. For now, I'm probably going to have to go in here, because this is going to go about right here down. So I'm going to have to maybe straighten out a little bit right through here. Just enough to get it in there, but we'll try to drill that hole, get that done, and then we'll probably drill 2 1/4 inch 20 holes and put bolts through there. Try to bolt this piece in. I don't know. Drill this and put a loop on it to winch off of. So, don't know how it's going to turn out, but we're going to try it. All right. Hopefully we can find that mark on the back. That's going to be the big deal. Oh yeah. There. And right there's our hole. We're out at the edge. That's okay. We can use a steel plate or whatever we got to do. I think I'm gonna make me a new hole. Maybe do this one temporary just to get it lined up where it needs to be. And then for the actual pull, we're gonna make a different hole. It's too close to the edge. Okay, here's the shape. That's exactly what we wanted. There's our bolt hole. Here's where it's going to go. It's going to come up to about right here and go down to about here. I've knocked these dents partially out, so we'll try to get it in there and hopefully get a bolt in it here and get it in place where I want it, and then I'm going to drill a single hole through the thick part of it right into that steel plate, through that steel plate that's in it, and that's where we're going to anchor to and pull from, and that should even stuff out enough to give us a good hard pull without ripping anything apart. You know, that's the hardest thing. You know, it's no different than clamping this frame. That's the hardest thing to do, is try to hold something and hook to it without tearing it to pieces. So that's why I came up with this foolish idea. All right, let's see what happens here. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to do that twice. I know that's well over 50 pounds. I know it don't look like it, but boy, she's heavy. But fit in there like it was made for it, even though it was made for the other quarter. Cleared our dents about right. So now I want to drill through and try to drill through that plate and put me a eye in there to pull from. All right, there we go. There's our pulling point. And as you can see, it's through the steel plate that I put in there. So should even it out on the lead, and then the lead should even it out on the body. So in theory, that's funny, ain't it? It should pull even and not rip anything, tear anything, or anything like that. In reality, I don't know. You know, I needed to come back and over a little bit. I don't have to come over as much because this needs to be cut out anyway. But we're still gonna bring it over a little bit. And our main thing is pulling and trying to get this out. I mean, that's the main thing that we're going to do. And if we can get that to come out, I say we've done something, because you know, I'm sure it's going to take a lot to do it. But all we can do is try. So now I got to get moved around, set up so I can see if we can winch on it. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the car up onto the bed. That way I can chain it to the back of the bed. Now I can chain it to the back of the bed, but I'm going to do a couple things. I want to make sure, in case something breaks loose, that the car don't take off rolling, because if it does, it's going to hit my skid steer. We're going to work on that real quick and get it chained down, and then we'll see what happens when I put a little pressure on. All right, so we're chained up over here on the other side, so if it breaks loose, it's not going anywhere. We're chained to the bed and chained to keep the car from rolling back. So now we're going to pull a little bit and maybe tap on that, see what happens. Moving, something moving. Might have opened the door gap a little bit. Alright, I think I'm going to hook to the bottom down low here. See if maybe we can pull a little bit of that out before we go too much farther. Pulling hard, very hard. You can see it moving. Don't mind it, it don't look bad except for the fact that I can't get the section right there to pop out. Problem is, I mean, I could go to the inside, I guess. I might have to take the panel off and work on it. But everything else is looking pretty good. I think if I take a hammer and beat that stuff down out of the way on this corner, I can take that fender and see if it'll fit. See how it looks on it. This is gone. This is perfect. No dents or nothing there. Gonna work with that. I've got a feeling I'm gonna have to do it from the inside. Once we relieve it to where this don't release back so hard, I think we'll be okay. Let me shut the trunk and see what kind of alignment we got. See how far back we are with it. Well, we're a lot closer. A whole lot closer. Let me get a big hammer and try to knock some of that down, and then I'll bring that fender and we'll see what it looks like. Get closer. Okay, let me show you something that's weird about this thing. I'll show you on the other side. The way these fenders mount on. I did not know they mounted like this before. You can see they go up under the body all the way through here, but then it changes and the fender is actually on the outside of the body all the way down to here. So they're not exactly, you know, fitting exact from front to back the same. It's different. Change this right here. But actually, we're not far off at all, as you can see. So we just got to decide what we're going to do. We're probably going to go in and work on that from the inside tomorrow. This is not too bad. It's bumped a little bit, but it's not bad. But I can leave this truck where it's at. I don't have to use this one. So we'll stay hooked up to it. Tomorrow we'll just keep pulling whatever we need to do. All right, folks, I think I'm going to call it a day. We'll get back on it tomorrow. We'll get it pulled farther, get these out of it. Gonna go to the inside and take the door panel off. We'll work on the fender some more, and hopefully we'll get it tomorrow to where I can start cutting and replacing pieces. So, all right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.